Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. We are visiting with Robin Steinmetz from Goodwill Industries. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
And first of all, let's address this. Our sincerest condolences. You guys have really been hit by a couple of rough things.
We have.
And one, of course, being the loss of Ken Weber, your CEO, who was with us just earlier this year. And we're so sorry. Happy for him.
Yeah.
He's having the best Christmas ever.
No kidding. He is. But we're all definitely just has left a hole in our agency, definitely.
Yes. Well, let's talk about his legacy and where Goodwill has come under his leadership.
Yeah, so Ken came to our Goodwill in 2002, and at the time there were about 11 stores, and I believe they served just over 750 people per year. And in his time with just Goodwill, we've come leaps and bounds. I mean, our annual operating budget is quadruple that. And we've served, just in the last year, we've served over 15,000 people and gone from a smaller Goodwill to now serving 10 counties. And he just was always just full of growth opportunities and what's the next thing we can do and how can we help more people. And so he will definitely be missed.
And the 10 counties, really, if you can hear us talking, you are being served by the Goodwill of our entire region, truly.
Right. You are correct.
Well, he certainly will be missed.
Yes.
But what an awesome life well lived.
Absolutely. And one of the things, too, that he was so proud of, and one of his biggest legacies that he will leave behind, is the community campus at Goodwill, which is our main headquarters in downtown Canton. And there are actually 19 other nonprofits that live together and cohabitate together in this building. And it was really his dream, and it's become a reality. And he was able to, garner community support for that, and to just get all these other nonprofits to understand that if you work together, you can better serve the people that you're trying to reach. And so it's a proof of his passion for serving people and one of the things that he leaves us, which we're so proud of.
It makes so much sense. And if a person has a hard time getting somewhere in the first place, how much harder to get to a number of different agencies to meet their needs. Right. Having one-stop shopping is so smart. Give us an idea of some of the services you find under one roof there.
Yeah. So we see on average almost 1,200 people a month there. And it's across the gamut. It's lots of different things. So some might be coming to see Goodwill, to see our social services department, or, to receive services. But some of the different nonprofits that are there, the Stark County Hunger Task Force is there. They have a food pantry that is hopping all the time. They serve so many people there. The Prescription Assistance Network of Stark County, they have a charitable pharmacy there as well. So you're able to, go get food, go get the medication that you need. The American Red Cross Disaster Services are there. Just all kinds of different things. Their Life Care Family Health Center is there. They serve all kinds of different clients. They go from, they have a pediatrics department and clear into, family practice and behavioral health, the whole thing. So there are just so many nonprofits in that facility.
And it's a lovely facility. It's not difficult to find. It might be difficult to find the first time. Tell everybody where you are located, and then after that, it's easy.
Right. So our address is 408 9th Street Southwest, which is the key, Southwest. We do take up the entire block there on 9th Street between Cleveland Avenue and McKinley. Once you find us, you can't miss it. It's a giant monument sign in blue outside of there called the Community Campus at Goodwill, and it does list all of the agencies in our building.
That's not the only hard thing you've gone through. The loss of Ken is not the only hard thing. A fire, which, how devastating, right at the time of year when you're trying to meet people's needs, especially around Christmas.
Right.
To lose so many of the donations, really tough. So what can we do to help you?
Yeah, so the fire that we were affected by happened right before Thanksgiving, and we lost everything in this warehouse, mostly due to smoke damage. So if you think about what your clothes smell like after you go to a bonfire, that is what it was like in this building. I mean, it just permeated the building.
Oh, my.
So the things that we lost in this warehouse is what we store there is off-season clothing and other items. So anything that is maybe certain holiday related, or, in the summertime, we're not going to have summer things out in the store. So we send it to the warehouses. So really, we are always in need of clothing, but definitely the household goods as well. So if you think about just everything was just permeated with this smoke. So even dishes and towels and, small furniture, all kinds of things. I mean, it was just thousands and thousands and thousands of donations lost. And things that, this time of year too, it's a very charitable and giving season and people are so generous to us. But we definitely use this time of year to kind of stock up for those winter months when no one wants to come out of their house. And so a lot of that was lost.
Oh my. If there's a plus side to this, primarily it was off-season types of donations. So there's still time right now before those summer months hit for us to go through our drawers and do some good purging. This is a great week to do that.
Yes.
And tell us your recommendation for the best way to get you the things you need.
Yeah, so we try to be as convenient as possible. All of our store locations are donation sites as well. And then we do have a handful in Stark County of just attended donation trailers. And you can go to, I believe there's 2 Acme plazas and a handful of other places that you can go in Stark County. And you can drive up and the donation attendant will come out and help you unload your vehicle and give you a receipt for tax purposes as well.
It's always tricky to know what to write on that receipt for the tax purposes. Do you have a good rule of thumb, like a dollar amount per bag or something like that?
We actually have a great tool that we point people to on our website. Our website is goodwillgoodskills.org. And on there is a section about donating and a section of tips and actually a valuation calculator. So there is a link on there that kind of gives you an idea of maybe how to put a value to those items.
That's going to come in very handy at tax time.
Yes.
And right now, today being the 30th, we're at the very end of the year, one more day to go. And can we still... This seems like maybe a good time to get in there for last-minute tax deductions for our donations.
This is the perfect time to do that, to go to your closet or your garage or your basement and maybe clean out a few things and take them over because it is a calendar year on that. So if you want to try and get it for this year's taxes, you still have time and you can drop it off at any of the locations.
You mentioned small household items. Do you accept large household items?
We do, yeah. So if you can put it in your vehicle and drop it off, we, for the most part, will take it. There are items that we do not take, like larger appliances, things like that. Again, if you look on our website, we do have lists of things that we can take and things, unfortunately, that we cannot take. But again, if it's in good... If it's in good repair, if it's something that you might lend to a neighbor or a friend, absolutely, that's one of the rules of thumb that we give people.
And with so many convenient drop-off locations, the one thing Goodwill, you don't do any pickup that I know of. Do you do any
Not
pickup?
here locally, unless it's a larger business. I mean, if you have a really, really large or an estate, then you can certainly give us a call and we can come out and see if we can help you out.
Let's talk about the whole mission of Goodwill and what you're about, because it's not just, we think of it as a great place to give away our old things, gently used things, and know that they'll somehow be appreciated and get good use, but that's only the beginning.
Absolutely. That is kind of the first step in what we call the cycle of success for Goodwill. So Goodwill stores, the money that comes through there really goes to fund programs and services that help people to improve the quality of their life and maybe overcome a barrier that they have to getting a good job or to live independently. So we offer so many different programs and services to folks in Stark County and in all 10 counties that we serve here to just really doing that, to becoming, the best version of themselves, to try and find the skills and the things that they need to be successful in life and help them to achieve that and then to move on to the next step.
You offer jobs right there at the store, sorting and so forth, but always friendly people that seem like they truly love their jobs. And I know that I know a lot of college kids that love shopping there, too.
Yeah.
You find some fun deals, and when they like to go thrifting, find some cool clothes. And I hope you will hear this in the spirit that it's meant, in all good, when you have a tacky sweater party to attend.
Oh, yes.
It's the greatest place
yes.
to find.
Yeah, and we've noted that, in the last few years, and have tried to pull out certain things and make certain sections of, tacky sweaters or Halloween time. That's a big time of year too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so good. When you say programs and services, let's talk specifically. What kinds of programs help people get back on their feet?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are rooted in employment services. So we work with different agencies, throughout the counties that we serve, and helping people with specific barriers. It could be a social barrier, it could be a physical barrier, or a mental barrier, any of those types of things. They work and are referred to us from other agencies to help them specifically find jobs so that they can become independent. So that's one side of it, and that's really what our base is about. Here in Stark County, we offer some other different services, including a parenting skills program. One side of that is court ordered. So if someone is at risk of losing custody of their children, they are assigned to go through our parenting program, which is multiple weeks of classroom instruction, but it's also a time when they have visitation, and it's kind of screened visitation. So our staff is able to watch the interaction and see these individuals kind of using what they've learned in the classroom setting with their kids. So it's a really awesome and interesting program that we offer. We also do with parenting some preventative things too. So if there's an identified problem in the home, we can go to the home and kind of do some preventative things so that they don't get to that next step as well. So those are just two things.
Have you gotten to observe that taking place yourself?
Yes, I have.
Tell me about the response and the kind of results that you're seeing.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are good and bad. And sometimes the best thing for the child is not to be reunited with the family. And sometimes, those parents work so hard. We've had some really great stories over the years of parents that have really, found themselves in places that they never thought they could get to, and so with a little help and redirection from our parenting staff at Goodwill, they've been able to reunite with their kids and gain their life back, which is just awesome.
More specifically, I mean, one of those stories.
Sure. So I'm trying to think. Okay, so last year we had a lady that we actually awarded with an award because she really did come just leaps and bounds. Her little boy was an infant at the time, and she found herself, she was having friends over, and they'd cooked dinner, and she put the baby to bed, and they'd been drinking a little bit, just having a good time, and she forgot to turn the oven off. So what ended up happening is a grease fire broke out, and when she woke up, the firemen were trying to get her out and everything like that. And when they were at the hospital, she was so concerned, where's my son? And he actually got taken into Child Protective Services at that time. So when she got to Goodwill and was ordered to do do the court order parenting classes, she was not very happy, did not want to be there. And no one could really tell her how to be a mom because she already knew. And so just getting her to trust was a big thing, and getting her to understand that, we were not against her. We were trying to help her get her child back. And so I know that, when we met with her last year and we did a story on her, and she kind of told us her story, she said, she missed her son's first birthday, which was just devastating.
Yes.
But all the more, ammunition to do well in these classes and to show how much she cared and how much she wanted her son back. So through all of that, she did phenomenal. She, at the first part coming into the class, which just had not a very great attitude being there. But after working with her, her case manager, she got her to kind of come around and she aced, there's classroom instruction. So of course there's a test. She got 100% on her test. She was just committed to doing the things she needed to do to get her son back. And she does have her son back.
No, it's wonderful.
They have a house. She has a job. She is just really thriving and doing very, very well. So,
but step one was realizing you're not a foe, you're a friend.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
that you were there to help.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So interesting. And such rewarding work. All right. We're visiting with Robin Steinmetz from Goodwill Industries. Going to take a quick break. We'll be back after these words. You're listening to Our Community.